What's good, everybody? Welcome back to another video. Today I've got another After Effects tutorial for you guys. Following my previous tutorial, there were a lot of questions concerning how I convert my 60 FPS footage into higher frame rate compositions. Today I'm going to be showing you my whole process for that, and for this tutorial you're going to be needing two things. You're going to be needing After Effects. The version which I'm using is 2017, and the second thing which you're going to need, guys, is you're going to be needing a plugin called Twixtor. Some of you may know it's actually created by the same people that produced RSMB, or Raw Smooth Motion Blur. Without any further ado, boys, let's hop into this process. So right now I'm in my After Effects, and what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be selecting the clip which I want to use. I'm going to be selecting a portion of this clip which is going to be used as a sample to show you what's needed to convert into higher frame rates. So right now I think I'm probably going to start this portion of the clip about here and to about there, ending it here, dragging across and sliding it into my timeline. Next thing you're going to want to do, guys, is before we get into this whole process, you're going to want to ensure that your composition settings are at your desired frame rate. Right now I'm at 60 FPS, which is consistent with the footage that I imported, but if you want to convert into higher frame rates, I found that there's actually a trade-off between these, the frame rate of the footage and the amount of artifacts referring to sort of these unnatural objects which tend to appear after rendering out with Twixtor. I found the sweet spot to be around between 120 to 180 FPS. Although I have achieved higher frame rates, going as high as 360 FPS, it's actually sacrificing and damaging a lot of the the integrity of the original clip. So if we sort of work with 120 FPS, this is sort of, in my opinion, this is a sweet spot. But next thing you're going to want to do, guys, is you're going to want to find your Twixtor plugin. You're going to want to import this onto your clip. Sorry, apply it to your clip, and already you can actually see that there's some artifacting and some motion blur starting to sort of form when there's significant amounts of motion. You can obviously change a lot of the settings here, although I do tend to work with vanilla settings. You can actually change some of the settings here. Next thing what you're going to want to do, guys, is you're going to want to right click on that clip, hit pre-compose, and make sure you select Movable Attributes into the new composition. If you don't do this, guys, it will not work and you won't be able to time remap your Twixtored footage. Hit that, press OK. Once this is done, guys, you're going to want to take note of how long your clip is. So mine starts at 41 seconds, and so that'd be 4,939 frames. So what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to find how long the clip is. So 41019 to 4303, that's 2 seconds and 11 frames. Let's go to a notepad, note this down, 2 seconds and 11 frames. Alright, this is important now, guys, because you're converting into 120 FPS. Essentially what you want to do is you want to slow down your footage by 50%. What this is going to do is it's going to interpolate the frames. So for every frame there was previously, it's going to blend in one additional frame. So right now we know that this is going to be 2 seconds 11 frames. The entire duration of it is going to be then 4 seconds and 22 frames. So right now we're going to change our composition settings, because as some of you may gather, it's different here. We're going to go 4 seconds and 24 frames, perfection, and as you can see, it's roughly in the middle. So next thing you want to do is you're going to want to press Ctrl Alt 2 to bring up your speed time keyframes. Why is V showed on my screen? There we go. Beautiful. Hang on, boys. Sorry. I'm sorry. Alright, next thing what you're going to want to do, guys, is you're going to want to end the put a ending keyframe on put an ending keyframe on how long your clip is. Let me hit the keyframe there. We can then delete the previous keyframe because this is now our ending keyframe, our finishing keyframe. Beautiful. Now what you're going to want to do, guys, is you're going to want to ensure your Twixtor is applied to the original clip. It is here. And what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to bring this to the end of your composition. So about there, zoom in, making sure it's accurate. We can't actually go any further. So this probably will do. Yep. Perfect. Then what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to obviously extend this out to that final keyframe. Beautiful. And what you're going to notice here, guys, is that the footage is a lot more in slow motion, and what it's doing is it's adding in keyframes. So right now, what essentially what we have here is we have 60 FPS in slow motion. So we've got 120 FPS. We have 120 frames here, guys. I have noticed there is a lot of artifacting, unusual artifacting, and it's not actually looking too good. So if you do want to change the Twixtor settings right now, guys, we can change the motion sensitivity. So we don't want it to be too sensitive to motion. So what we can do is we can bring this down to around 40. And I'm going to hit my mic in the process. And then what you're going to notice is that there won't be as much, although there still is. Nice. Nice. So what it's doing right now, guys, is we have 120 frames or 60 FPS in 50% speed. And now this is important, guys. This is the sort of the final step for this whole process. We're going to hit pre-compose again, doing the same thing which we did as before, keeping the settings the same. Now what we're going to do is we're going to press Ctrl-Alt-T, ensuring our composition settings is at 120 FPS, and it is at 120 FPS. So what we're going to do is we're going to take note of how many frames it was before. 2 seconds and 12 frames. Perfect. So we start at 41, so we're going to go to 43:31, guys. 43:31. If I'm not mistaken. Yeah, 43:31. Beautiful. Then what we're going to do, sorry, 43:31, not 42:31. 43:31. Beautiful. Now what we're going to do is we're now going to time remap this, and we're going to half the duration, getting the same duration as the clip before. And what you'll notice is that you've actually created a much higher frame rate clip, which you can use for either smart resample or adding in, you know, motion blur. Beautiful. Once you've rendered this, guys, obviously what's really ironic is I can't show you the raw 120 FPS footage. If you do want that, I'm going to be leaving a link down below so you guys can see. Once again, thank you so much for watching this short tutorial. I hope this helped some of you. Like and comment down below, and don't forget to subscribe, guys, so I can keep these tutorials coming, and I will catch you guys next time.